I'm now heading on to the finishing phase. That's just mind-boggling to me.
We got the moisture meter today. Roger, this is for you. We're gonna test every room and figure out exactly how to get this house dry. Yes, because I wanna be the best customer ever, ever. My floors are 23.4.
He had 16.1 there. Let's see what I have.
12.6. 11.9. It's harder than it looks. 13.6, 13.1, 19.5, 16.2, 13.6. Roger, we're drying out.
We are down at the 11 to 12% in the living room on the wall studs, 16 to 17, the upper 17s in the plywood. The floors are about 25 to 20, down to 19 in some areas. So I've already moved several of the fans into areas, mostly where the windows are, but move those fans to blow on that plywood and get the air movement around there. So I'm actually really kind of glad that we bought the moisture meter. We wanted to know where to move the fans. I actually recommended it. It was $23.99. It was not a huge investment. It's not gonna break the bank. I am going over all of the paperwork again. In one of the papers, it stated that we should go over the building guide that they give you. And they had emailed this to me. After you sign the contract, they'll email or give you a building guide. And it basically just tells you all the things that you have to do. I wish it was like all in one place, but you kind of have to keep going back and referencing this and this and this. And I underlined the things that I was going to need to remember. Drywall and sheetrock were actually on this page now. We have 7 days to dry the framing member. It's gonna take longer than that. We still have stuff going on. I mean, they're still doing stuff. So we're still working on drying out the house. That before the drywall and the sheetrock comes, they have to do the insulation. I know I have to clean and scrape before the drywallers. I'm going over the order of construction paperwork. The electrical inspection was scheduled by Hiline. Tim from the building department came out and did the inspection, and we passed. Something that we had to do was make sure that we had the permanent power hooked up before drywall will be delivered. Drywall cannot be in a home that does not have heat. It will ruin the drywall. We have the heaters hooked up. Frame inspection scheduled by Hiline. After all rough-in inspections have passed, owner must hook up all utilities to permanent services. We have everything but water hooked up. And we do have, our excavator does know that we're ready for water to be hooked up. Ceiling insulation blown in, owner must. So number 18 is the ceiling insulation. Post site address on the front of the house. I can do that now, can't I? Oh, I can't because they haven't painted the house yet. But begin installation of permanent steps and decks. Hiline, how are we going to paint when it hasn't stopped raining? Since they poured the foundation, it hasn't stopped raining. We are now week 26. We're right there. We're well over halfway through on the process. I learned something last week, and that something would be that concrete people are very particular about the finish of their concrete. I am following directions. Duct tape and felt. We're covering the garage floor. Jeremiah, I just want you to know, I'm getting it covered. I'm getting the floor covered just for you, okay? Nothing's gonna be on your concrete until I'm ready to spill my first can of paint on it. This is like that day where you have to get everything done. I have to drill through and fish the Cat 6 lines through. It's also the day I need to install the whole house fan up in the attic. Those 2 pipes right there, you have to cut them down because your phone line and your cable was supposed to go in there. Yeah. Want to know where they are? I'll show you where they are. I discovered this 2 days ago. I was like, wonder where they went. Like, I'm walking by and I'm seeing these and I'm thinking, they're there for a reason, right? Wait a second. That's the phone line. Wait. Didn't we talk about in week 15 that that's where the phone was going to go? Like, why is it here? Like, why is it here? It's supposed to be over there. Well, how's it going to get there? How's it going to get there? Oh, wait. I know. Through there. My fault. I didn't notice it. I should have noticed it when they were doing the, before the ciders came. Because remember, the electricians came and then the ciders came. So I should have caught it, and I didn't. That part of it is finished. I ran 2 Cat 6 lines from the living room to the office upstairs that's going to have the Wi-Fi router. Okay, it's time to install the whole house fan. See? I literally just took video and I'm going to just be playing that. It was an epic and awesome portion and the microphone was not turned on. There is so much footage with my husband and I with no microphone, no sound, and I am very sad that I did that. This was the moment where we got handed off. Roger handed me off to Andy, and I will not get to see Roger unless he stops by and says hi, which I hope he does, and his lovely wife. This is the moment where I met Andy, and Andy, very nice gentleman, gave me the rundown of what we are going to be seeing. The installation is coming Monday or Tuesday, and then that will be followed by the sheetrock, and then that will be followed by my painters, and then that will be followed by the cabinet people and the flooring and stuff like that. So it's all going rather quickly, and it's actually mind-boggling. And this is Thursday of week 26 of the process. From the day that we signed the contract, 26 weeks from when we signed the contract. I have swept for the last time, as Andy was so graciously telling me that you clean the house, you get it ready, and then you don't have to worry about the cleaning of it until after the sheetrock people get finished with it. Here's what we have going. I am going to take pictures of every wall, and I am going to take photos of the floors, the walls, the layouts, and everything. Because it looks like next week we are going to be getting sheetrock coming in. I want to know what's behind these walls. I want to be able to, in the future, pull up the photos and know exactly what is behind these walls. So when I have to pull cable, I know exactly where the path of that cable is. Thursday of week 26. And they came in, and it was the handoff. It was where they were, it was where Roger was saying goodbye. He'd done his job, and he was handing me off to Andy, who is the finisher, the one that does the finish work. He's the one that does the coordinating of the painting and all of the other stuff. And yeah, I get attached to people like they become friends. I love people. And Roger's one of those people that when he walks in, he tells you what to do, and you know he's going to do what he says he's going to do, and you do what you say you're going to do, and everything works out perfect, right? And then there's short stories that are floating in the air of everything, and you're just sharing friendship. You're sharing a friendship. So, yay, I'm moving on to the finishing phase, but wow. It's kind of sad that you're no longer going to be having your Thursday afternoons with a stop-by visit from Roger. So Andy said in the video that I didn't have the sound on. He said he usually comes by on Tuesdays or Thursdays. So he's going to keep me guessing, right? That's good. I liked Andy. Firm handshake, knew what he was doing, stayed on task, and went through every square inch of this house and took pictures of absolutely every single thing, which is what I'm getting ready to do anyways. And he told me I need to get the water hooked up, which I need to. So Andy told me that insulation should be here Monday and Tuesday, and then Friday I have 2 inspections that are coming, and I have my electrician coming back to reroute something, which I thought would be a problem, but they're like, no, that's perfect, do that. I installed the whole house fan yesterday, and it kept getting delayed, so last night it was in. My husband helped me drill all the holes in the walls. It's kind of nice when you're drilling from inside a house into outside of the house, and you have to do it outside of the house, but you don't really know where the wire is hanging. It's kind of nice having help where somebody has a tape measure inside, somebody has a tape measure outside, and they can make sure all of the cords are, and somebody handing it through. It really saved about a couple hours worth of time. So last night we did that, and we finished that up. So yeah, the work. So I thought, oh, this is going to be, I can rest. Apparently not. I need to pull all of the fans and everything out of here before the insulation people come. That's not a lot of work. It's not. There were some last minute instructions of, did you want to insulate the floor? Did you want to do this? And that was a yes. Here's the thing that I want to talk about. When Roger came in here and he told me what he wanted me to do on how to dry the house out, he kept saying, as soon as the roof is on, bring in the fans. Get the air moving. Now, I come from an area where it's hot and it's dry, and you use fans to move the air around. So I took the knowledge that I had, and I took what Roger told me, and I combined the two. But I listened to what Roger told me to do, what kind of fans he told me to get. You read the instructions, it tells you everywhere what type. And I followed their instructions. Follow their instructions. I got this house dried in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, maybe 2.5, but follow their instructions. They know what they're doing. And I'm now heading on to the finishing phase. That's just mind-boggling to me. I mean, that's mind-boggling. Northwest Cabinetries is here to measure for the cabinets. He's off inside doing all of his measurements. There's lots of little things that need to be done. So I'm working on that little stuff. I am just flabbergasted that it is going by so fast. I literally was out working the road with a neighbor, fixing our main drive, and a neighbor was like, I went on vacation 2 weeks ago and there was nothing there. I came home from work a couple weeks ago and it's like there's a whole house there. And I'm like, yeah, they're fast. They're fast.
I have my favorite electrician here to hook up my whole house fan because I don't do electrical. And that is our construction waste. That is the waste that we have already accumulated in the first 26 weeks, which I think is absolutely nothing. I think we have done a very good job at controlling it. And that's the handsome man right there. Yes, he's such an amazing man. Yeah, it's Saturday of week 26 and I'm a little shocked also. I just met Nick, our sheetrocker, and he was coming to check out the house that he was going to be starting to sheetrock in week 27, like in a couple days. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It's like getting so realer, right? But it's Saturday and I come up and there's a truck in the driveway and I'm like, what is this? And he is in the house and I go and meet him. Very nice man. And he is explaining the whole process. And what stuck out to me, his crew puts up 100 sheets of sheetrock a day. 100? That's like a lot of sheetrock. Like 100? So he was explaining the process, and it looks like, weather permitting, because we are going into another cold snap, he said that weather permitting, sheetrock will be delivered Tuesday afternoon to Wednesday morning. Yes, and they will start working on Wednesday or Thursday. Yes, okay, there you go. It's a little exciting. It's a lot exciting. It's like, seriously? Sheetrock? So, and I did talk to somebody that is having their house built further north of me by the Salem office, and they said they were getting sheetrock last week. They had pictures up on Facebook, and I had a conversation, and he was saying that it totally looks and feels more like a home as soon as the sheetrock gets put up. The plumber is out here on a Sunday hooking up a temporary water line so that we can start the next phase, which is the sheetrock phase, because you have to have, and this is a really good tip for you, you have to have water in the house hooked up before they will start the sheetrock. Makes total sense to me when they explained why. So the plumber is here to rescue us so that we can have temporary water. We'll hook it up to the garden hose, and that's just pure awesomeness right there. Resourcefulness, awesomeness, and yes, so appreciative. And this is what a temporary looks like. So this is a PEX system that I've never dealt with before, and I think it's actually really cool when I was under the house filming and looking at it all.
It's your temporary. Now this can hook up to your hose and you can pressurize your system.
Awesome, thank you. And he showed me how to do it, so I will do that. Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
See? Poo, 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 poo. One of my many security devices. Oh, wow.
I can already tell now that I'm never going to get any work done because I'm just sitting here wondering, why are there lights out there and what's that guy doing on the roadway? I mean, like, it's definitely road work, but what are they doing? Right? I just ran out of chocolate chips, and when you run out of chocolate chips, I call those like my mini Hershey's Kisses, and that is like imperative. I have a little handful every day, and I'm not gonna have any chocolate chips, and the world is just going to need to be prepared. Don't ask me for anything. Nope. Nope. Anyways, life's all good. You gotta have fun somewhere, right? Okay. As my husband would say, it's his garage. He has no clue what's gonna be in this thing. This is a whining Wednesday. Right now, we all just need to pray I don't kill myself and electrocute myself. my head is spinning. I don't know about you, but that does not look like it needs to be there. And I'm gonna take that down. Because that just does not look like it needs, that probably something that the roofers put in.